All right, join me today as we move up one of our brand new boats from our Chicago River office through the Chicago Lock and over into our slip for the start of the season in Burnham Harbor. It is springtime. Harbors have just opened in Chicago and we are chomping at the bit to get on the water. So I am here to show you kind of a day in the life today. We got, it's from here to our Chicago River office, which is that way. It's only, whatever, 2 miles it is, but I gotta have my truck here parked in Burnham. Then I'm gonna take my Super 73, super badass e-bike. I'm gonna take this and ride down the Chicago Trail, hop on the boat on the Chicago River. We're gonna go to the Chicago Lock, tell you a little bit about the Chicago Lock and some of this stuff about the Chicago River. Bring it over to Burnham. Here we go, day in the life. Let's go. So the reason I started doing these, wanting to start doing these day in the life, is because you never know what's going to happen. We are on the Chicago River now. One of my coworkers is here with some of her family and giving them a little tour of the city. So why not take a trip down the Chicago River with us while we are here? So never know what's going to happen, but here we are, Flybridge, driving down the Chicago River. Thought I'd give you a little view of what we do day to day. So as we're leaving our river office, pulling away from the dock, do a quick little zip through. Not going to bore you with a tour, but we are at the end of the main branch of the Chicago River. It's called Wolf Point. Now this is Wolf Point Tower here. These are all 3 Wolf Point towers. Really cool history of how the Chicago River and Chicago boating all got started. That's a nerdy history book lesson for you. You can look that one up instead of me boring you here. But going that direction, that's the south branch of the Chicago River. That will take you all the way down to Florida if you wanted to go that far. You can go down through to the Mississippi or Tennessee rivers and head all the way down to Florida. This direction is the north branch of the Chicago River. Takes you up to almost all the way till Wilmette, Chicago, Illinois, depending on how far north you can go based on your height of the boat and draft and everything else. But anyways, just a little view of a standard day on the Chicago River is going up and down the main branch. A couple restaurants here or there I'll point out on the little clip. So right here, Pizzeria Portofino, there's dockage here, maybe, I don't know, 100 or so foot of dockage, and up above it is RPM Seafood, really nice seafood and pizza, pastas, all that. Great spot to be. And then just on the other side of the river over here past this bridge is a dockage area where you can pay to dock over there as well. A couple little tiny tap bar restaurant stuff here too. So this is kind of the main swath of restaurants down on the river. So right here, this whole stretch is all for docking. This is called City Winery. Great spot. Have a glass of wine, have some more appetizers, sit and watch the boats go by. Iconic towers from lots of old movies, but you've got Smith & Walensky's great steakhouse, and coming soon, Legal Seafoods is another spot over there. A little marina, a couple slips and things available there too. Plenty of spots to visit along the river, do some dockage, walk along the seawall, and see what's to be seen. All right, so we are at the mouth of the Chicago River and we are about to enter the Chicago Lock. Right over here is the Chicago Harbor Lock. It was built in about 1938 and it actually was what they did to create the reverse flow of the Chicago River. Actually, all rivers mostly flow out onto the lakes or the oceans. But they changed it, they dug it backwards, and now the Chicago River flows downbound to Mississippi River and south. There is a system to what you need to do here to go through this lock. It's different than other lockages. It's actually the second busiest lock in the entire nation. They do about 1 million customers, 1 million passengers through the lock every year. 9,000 lockages per year between the charter boats, the cruise boats, and the private boats like this. Over 1 million people pass through this lock every year. It's crazy. A lot of boats that will pool out here on a busy Saturday or something like that. You can barely see it in the distance. There's a red, yellow, and green light. Right now it's red, it's telling us not to go in. They just turned it green. There's obviously not a lot of traffic here, so we're gonna be able to go in nice and easy. So I got Captain Doug up here at the helm. He's gonna take us in, and I'm gonna show you a little bit about how this process works. Again, this lockage is a little different than other lockages in the US. Again, you would typically be fighting with dozens of other boats, tour boats, everything else. We're the only guys in here, so this is great. But you still need to affix to the wall. So once you get in here, you need to pick a side and be on either side. We've got our fenders all lined up on our port side here. waiting for us to pull up against there. So a little bit of wind, nothing crazy. We're gonna go to right about the middle of the lock here, kind of right where that big tall house is. And we're then gonna come up against the wall here. So right now we're at low river water because the water is now flowing downbound. We're gonna go in, then we're gonna tie up, not tie up, we're gonna hold on to the rope. It's gonna lift us up and we're gonna go through. You'll see there, it's about 5 foot, 4 or 5 foot of height that the water will travel higher. So Doug's doing a great job keeping us close. And you can see behind us, they're starting to close the lock doors because no one else is coming, the lock gates. And this is all we do. We don't tie it to a cleat. We just hold on to it and we'll just keep ourselves next to the lock wall. Once the gates close, they'll slowly start to open those forward gates and the boat will lift up. I'll show you that in just a second. It looks like a ship, like a Navy ship. Navy Pier is right behind us over here. I'll get you a shot of that in a minute. This is the harbor lock office, and that last room up on above has got cameras all over the place. They can watch all the boats coming in, make sure everyone is safe. One thing to note, life jacket. Everyone in the Chicago lock has to wear a life jacket or they will yell at you to no end. Again, going back to safety, you have to wear a life jacket. So we prefer these kind of thin hydrostatic ones that are low profile. You can move around a little bit easier instead of the big bulky orange ones, but this helps you to be safe. And if you do hit the water, you have a pull cord or it automatically inflates itself. So again, you have to have these on when in the Chicago lock. When you're on the Chicago River or on the lake, you don't have to have it on. Of course, you have to have a life jacket for every soul on board. For just safety-wise in the lock, you must wear it. The gates just closed. Now let's go towards the front and we're gonna see the gates just starting to open here in just a minute. So here we go. The gates are starting to open. The water is actually funneling down. It's coming down because, again, the lake levels are higher than the river levels. That's what creates the backwards flow, bringing the water downriver. So you'll see the water, and I'm not sure how good you can see it, but it swirls in the front of this thing, so the boats are moving around. You can tell the boat already starts to shift the second they open that gate. And they don't open it right away all the way because too much water will come in and really make things get crazy. So they slowly open it, let the water flow in. You'll notice it will start to lift levels a little higher, and then once it reaches a proper speed of water flow, they'll open the gates and then slowly let us out. Okay, lockage is just about over. It is opening there slowly, and once it opens, they usually will blow a large, loud horn. Tell anyone else here that's around, you're good to go, get the heck out so we can lock in the next group. When it's a busy lock, normal summer day, there's boats on both sides waiting. So there are people on the outside waiting, there's people on the inside of the river waiting, and everyone's just sitting waiting. This lock, because it's so darn busy, rarely ever do you need to hail them in advance. Hey, I'm coming over from wherever. You just show up and the gates are either open or they're closed. And if they're closed, you wait till they open again. Very easy because it's so darn busy. There's our cue to get the heck out. So as we're exiting the lock, you can see this here is Navy Pier. And Navy Pier is obviously one of Chicago's main tourist attractions. I think it's like 6 million visitors a year come through Navy Pier. There's a big Ferris wheel, of course. Every summer, starting Memorial Day through Labor Day, on Wednesdays and Saturdays, they have big fireworks shows right out here on the lake. So you come, all these boats just line up all over along the lakefront, or if you're visiting Navy Pier, you're not on a boat, there's a hotel right there, the Stable Hotel. 3 big buildings of hotels. Now next summer on the other side of Navy Pier, on the north side over there, there's going to be a huge Navy Pier Marina. Now, this is going to be super cool. It's a transient marina, which means you can come and visit, stay for a couple days or whatever, a couple hours, but not like a permanent marina slip location. But it's going to be great for the tourist attractions in Chicago for people to come from boats from all over and have like a couple hundred slips to dock. And stay tuned because there very well might be an in-water boat show coming soon to Navy Pier Marina next year, 2025, maybe July or so. So stay tuned for that one, and I'll keep you updated because that's going to be a big one. Welcome to beautiful Burnham Harbor. Sorry for the wind, but this, as you've seen in other videos, is easily my favorite harbor in Chicago. Got Soldier Field where the Bears play, the Rolling Stones this summer, Taylor Swift last summer, everyone comes here. On this side, this used to be an airport, but now there's an outside concert venue there too. Great bands, Dave Matthews, OAR, a lot of other bands, classic rock, everything comes here all summer long. So great spot. Burnham Harbor Yacht Club is a little ways down that way. Great venue here, museums over there, the Shed Aquarium, Planetarium, all this stuff. So if you're coming to Chicago, transient slip, boater, coming in, I recommend getting a slip over here. So we're coming to this dock here. Winds are blowing us strong off the dock. So it's just going to get us thrusted a little closer. I'll run out. I got a couple dock lines ready to roll. Made it back to Burnham Harbor. We are here, the boat's docked, we're putting a couple covers on, and this is the official start to our season. Now you're gonna see more videos coming out because now we're boating again and I can do more videos much more easy. Stay tuned throughout this season, you're gonna see more videos. We're gonna have a lot of events this season and do as much as I can to keep you guys entertained and educated in the same time, and we'll keep going from there. Anything you guys wanna see, anything I missed, always let me know in the comments, shoot me a message, email me if you got questions about boats in general, where to go and when you're in Chicago or throughout the Great Lakes, or if there's anything else I can do to help you. And I look forward to seeing you on the water. Thanks again, Captain Dan. See you soon.